So, I think
My son.
Speaking about your
Yeah.
son,
Contact with him hasn't been great. And me and him are usually pretty tight, and we talk a lot. So, in the midst of all this that's been going on, like for me, with Sip being in jail and me kind of like being out here on my own, and him being sentenced, and all the just craziness and stress that's been going on in my life. My son, like, I hadn't heard from him, and I wasn't sure like what was going on, because usually he contacts me, and when I contacted him, I wasn't getting any response. Well, I found out that he got when you're on parole and they he had a violation.
A blue warrant, or
yeah, he got violated, and he had to go back to Henderson, Texas, to the
okay.
I guess safety or something
ISF
like that.
or safety.
ISF. And like I called him, and I guess it's like a treatment center, like HIPAA type stuff. They don't treat it like normal jail. So like I called and asked for information, and like they like didn't want to give it to me. They were like, "I'm sorry, I can't give anyone information." So I was like, "Okay, well," and I didn't do the best. I could have like contacted someone else and done a lot better with getting in contact, but I didn't do the best in like staying in contact with him like I should have when he was in there. And I think he's mad at me, which is totally understandable. But I like kind of fell off on that one.
Who was locked up?
My son.
Okay. How old is your son?
Like 26.
Okay. And have you like tried to communicate with him about that, or?
Well, there was like he didn't contact me. There was no like, usually he'd do like a free phone call or something, and I didn't even know. I don't know how long he was in there. Like, it took me forever to find him.
And your phones are like turned off and shit like that, right?
My numbers are constantly changing.
Right.
I did reach out to his girlfriend and like give a number and tell him to call me or get in contact with me. But like I said, I probably could have done a lot better. I could have wrote a letter or something. Like, I didn't even write City a letter. Like,
yeah.
I'm not a letter writer. Like, I'm horrible when it comes to writing letters. I'm like, I'll answer your collect calls. I will like put money on the phone all day. I will like send commissary money. I'll do all that, but I will not like writing letters. I'm not good at it.
I'm the same. So you got two younger ones, and then him,
and then
your older son. So things are good with the two younger ones, and as far as communicating on the phone and messaging, and
I need to like suck it up and call him and like apologize and just like tell him that I've been having just let him know I'm struggling right now, and like that I should have did better supporting him, like, because I really fell off on that one.
Supporting them?
Supporting him.
Your older son?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't think there would be anything wrong with that.
Yeah.
Just be like, hey, yeah, I think that would be cool if you did that. He might be like, it's cool, Ma. Maybe that's all he wants to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who
knows?
I guess when you feel bad about something, you kind of avoid it.
Sure.
Especially when you're getting high. So.
Just kind of stuff it under the rug and move on. Yeah.
I've kind of been on that level with it. So Sip's still in jail.
What's up with that? Like, how are you feeling about him, your quote unquote man or dude, like, being locked up? Like,
it's a lot of mixed feelings. I mean, I love him. I mean, I've already been holding it down over a year, like steadily, and a lot of times I feel unappreciated. I feel like, god dang, like, I feel like, why am I doing this? Like, I feel like a dumbass, because, my God, when he was out here, he wasn't really holding it down for me, like, so I feel like some kind of way, but then, he sincerely sounds like this has really, like, impacted him, and at the same time, I'm, like, loyal to a fault, like...
Okay, so you're loyal to a fault, and you feel unappreciated, so you're also saying that, like, he's saying that now this time that he's been locked up, it's severely impacted him, like in a positive way. But you're also feeling unappreciated, and so how does that work? Like, are you just being loyal to a fault still, you think?
I hope not, because that's a long time to, like, like really be down for somebody, and then the possibility of them coming out here and maybe not being the same. So
As far as like promises and things like that.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, as far as that goes, as far as, I'm to the point now, I don't know what's real and what's not. Like, the relationships out here are so I'm sorry, come back, I'm busy. The relationships are so, like, I don't know, how do you call it? Like, when it's just on the surface.
Like fake, or
Well, that's a good word for it too. I was trying to think of like maybe like more like subtle word, but yeah, fake's good. That I don't know what to think anymore, because people, they're really like, they do a good job like conning you, making you think that they're like down with you, whatever. Like, it can be somebody you like chill with every day, and like, they're down for you, and you think like that y'all are like cool, and then like they set you up to get robbed, like that kind of like serious shit, and like it's just hard. And I feel that way with my like relationships too. Like, even with my kid's dad, like, we're together 10 years, and like the way he like acted, and like the way he like kind of dismissed everything is like, did this motherfucker ever like give a shit at all? Like, it's hard to like deal with, so it's like almost I'm just kind of like fuck everything relationship wise.
as far as like your friendships go, like that's something you're talking about, right?
Like everything.
You can't trust them, right?
Yeah.
They steal from you, shit like that, right?
They steal from you, they lie, they're conniving, they're like trying to like I don't know, plot behind your back. Like, it's just, I don't know. I always had like faith in people, but it's like this last run. I mean, my first experience using and everything, it was like, I went through some shit, and I saw different sides of people that I didn't even know existed. Like, and this last run has been like just really like really crazy, and like really open my eyes to just people.
I feel like that's the way it is all the time. Like, when you're in the street game and the street hustle, right? I mean, it's just like that. I mean, there's you find out who you can trust and who you can't trust, and most of the time you really can't trust anyone. I mean, that's how I felt anyways. And then I see all the people out there who are getting fucked over by their homies, or all that shit. Like, it's like, it's hard to trust people in this game, right?
I'd like to think differently too, especially with harm reduction, where like, hey, like, don't, about stereotypes and like people, trying to break a lot of that stigma stuff. And like, I know it's like this in all walks of life, like no matter what kind of group you're in, they have people doing this and that. But I just hate to like put it on like the street and people out here and on drugs, but it's like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I mean, it's just, I mean, when somebody is in a, like, it just depends on where somebody is in their addiction, or whatever you want to call it. No, not everyone's like that, but when you get to a certain point, nothing else matters except for you getting your fix. I mean, whoever you have to lie to, I mean, you know what I mean?
It's weird, like, I just like haven't really been there on that, like, where I'm just like, haven't, like, anybody I fuck with, like, I got, like, I'd say I got a pretty good street cred, like, reputation. I don't think anybody out there can say, like, that I ever, like, jacked them or they fell asleep and I took their stash or they fucking, like, you know, they, like, if they come back, they leave money or, you know, dope boys or whatever, they leave their dope here. Like, you know, I had a homeboy that's like, man, Dan, that's one thing I can say about you because they dropped, like, a quarter of, you know, age. And I do age, you know, and I was just sick that day. And, like, they were like, man, one thing I can say about you is, you know, if I lose something here, I know that it's going to be here unless somebody else gets it, you know what I mean? Like, but I try to keep it as quiet as possible, and I try to keep any kind of people in and out, like, to a limit of the front room, you know?
Sure.
Like, as far as, like, in my space, you know? So, yeah, like, I kind of, like, pride myself in that, and I know there's other people like that.
There is. You know, I feel like I was one of them. And then, rest in peace, Razor, you know. Well, to some extent, he was like that, too.
Yeah.
But, you know, yeah, there are some good people out there, but there's a lot of them who are, like, just ruthless, you know.
Yeah.
As far as the dope, how's the dope been around here? Around Southside?
It's all good over here. Like, you know, like, and at one point I was getting, like, a lot of Dr. Pepper and Fetty type shit, and I didn't know what I was going to get, if it was going to be, like, some bullshit I didn't even feel I'm going to be sick right after I do it, or it's going to be some shit that's going to, like, have me, like, dead on the floor, like, needing, like, to get Narcan, or what. But, I mean, I'd say there's a pretty consistent supply now, and everything's, like, good.
How many times have you overdosed in the last 5 months? Because I remember you hearing about one, maybe two.
You know, I want to say that's further back than. How long have you been at the coalition?
Oh, over there, like 4 months. So.
Oh shit, maybe it was recently. Yeah, it's been about as long as you've been over there, like right in the beginning.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had other overdoses, like I've rescued people,
Mm-hmm.
but I haven't personally had any for some months.
How many have you seen in the past 4 months or so? Like, how many reversals have you had to do, and how many have you heard of and seen? If you just,
I know.
I guess.
I know of 2 or 3 deaths, and then as far as reversal goes, I've done like 5 reversals, maybe more. I know at least 5.
in just like several months, huh? Wow. Yeah.
I'm in a high fatty area over here.
Do you get like an adrenaline rush when that happens? I know I have.
No, most of the time I'm just like looking for somebody else to do the mouth to mouth.
Sure. Yeah.
It's horrible to say that. So
No. I've been in that spot too, where I was like, I think last time, the person looked, you know, they had been out for a while, you know,
Yeah.
and they went out and someone Narcaned them, and I was about to like put my shirt over my mouth and go in, but they woke up. I was like,
I never thought about that. I was like, hey, somebody needs to do CPR on homeboy.
Right.
And then I was like, oh man, get out of the way, because like they were just standing there looking like. I was like, man, fuck it. So I did a few, and then like that's what really brought him. That's what seemed to like really help. But
have you ever used your shirt or like a?
I never thought about that.
Yeah.
Thank you for saying that. That's very helpful for the future.
Yeah. How about the ice? How's the ice? Because on the east side, the shit is like it's coming up as not methamphetamine, but just amphetamine in their UAs.
Okay, so there's some like really good stuff out, and then like I've seen some like people have some stuff that's like turning black in their shit and like it's supposed to be tasting funny or what. I don't know. I don't fuck with ice. So I don't know on the ice part. I mean, I can tell you about like heroin and crack all day, but like don't fuck with Fetty, don't fuck with ice.
How's the hard been? The crack?
It's been good.
Yeah?
Real good. So all that's been good. I mean, like the drugs have been pretty good. But you know what? One thing I will say is like it feels like there's Fetty in almost fucking everything.
That's what I was just about to ask you.
Because like the only thing, I mean, shit's good, but like at the same time, like a lot of times I'm getting shit and like I'm not. But I have ADHD, so it's hard for me to like really say. But then I have other people saying that they're feeling that same way too. Like,
and you got a high tolerance for opiates too, so the Fetty might not be hitting you like.
I don't know if I do or not. Like with all these people doing Fetty now, I feel like I'm like a pussy. Like, like I'm like, damn. I thought I had a high tolerance, but like my shit compared to everybody else now is like nothing. Like I'm one of the very few people that don't fuck with Fetty. Like very few.
Or you try not to, right?
Yeah, I mean I do my best not to. Like
because sometimes you don't know if it's in the.
Yeah, I'm gonna seek out the stuff that doesn't have Fetty in it. You know, like and everybody else wants Fetty, and I'm like, fuck that. I wanna feel my high. I don't wanna fucking. I'm hitting, and the next thing I know, I wake up on the floor. Like that's not fun. I want to like be nodding and coasting and like fucked up, you know. How's
work been? How the licks been?
That's been like it's been pretty damn good, you know. Like I've been getting to meet a lot of cool people. We had to put somebody out of here last night.
Why? Because he was acting a fool.
So I got one guy wearing like my lingerie in the bathroom, like waiting for another guy to come in and like, you know, like handle some business or whatever and leave. And like, dude, like usually he's here like 2 minutes, and like for whatever reason he was like, just was here fucking a little longer than that. And like
he was supposed to go handle with homeboy that was wearing the lingerie, and he was just hanging out in the living room, you're saying?
Well, I hate to miss money. So, like, one, like, called in the middle of another one, and, like, I was like, I can do this. This is, like, fucking 2-minute deal. I'll just fucking be like, hey, can you go to the bathroom for a second? I have to take care of something. Handle that, and then, like, go back to, like, my hour call.
And then you went and took care of business with homeboy? With the first one?
Well, we were already, like, he'd already been here, like, 30 minutes to be here for an hour. So, like, we're already chilling, you know, and talking or whatever. And so I'm like, well, I can, like, have a quick conversation with someone else, you know, like, and, you know, discuss whatever they need to discuss and have them on their way. Well, dude was, like, drunk and, like, was not having it. Like, he was just not wanting to leave. And I'm like, dude, like, you gotta go. Like, you're fucking my money up now. Like, because I got, you know, like, you paid for like a quick visit and like shit, your time's up. Like we discussed what we had to discuss and shit, like, you know, time to go. And he just did not want to, just like didn't want to have it.
Like as far as him not wanting to have it, what was his approach? Did he just keep talking, or did he say, nah, I ain't leaving yet, or like?
Well, yeah, he did like that. He did like that whole thing, like, nah, like, oh come on, don't do me like that, don't do me like that, and
did y'all just have to like just yell at him and be like, get the fuck out of here, dude?
Well, I had to like call for assistance.
Right.
Basically.
Did he get physical?
Like, thankfully no. But like I was like, oh god, I hope this doesn't turn into some bullshit.
Because he knew what time it was, right?
Yeah, I had to get physical for him. But like, so I had to like basically like call out for somebody, like, you know, because there's people real close by around, so like one of my friends from like the apartment next door like kicked the door, like it was like, wow, like what's up, like, man, it's time for you to go, bro. And like he was like, say, bro, hold on. Like that didn't even, usually people would be like, what the fuck, like, and they just be running out the door. It didn't even phase homeboy.
The dude that didn't want to leave he was just like, say, hold on a second.
Yeah.
And then
he's like,
then what?
He's like, I come here all the time.
He's like,
and I was like,
that don't have nothing to
like,
do with shit. Get the fuck out.
Like, I said, well, you know, you don't becoming ignorant like this, like, hey, you know, usually you're cool, and like I said, you're drunk or something. You're acting a real fucking fool, like, you know, shit. You need to bring more extra money for this episode next time you come. Like, if you come back, I might not want you to come back. But yeah, like it was. Is that so? I mean, most of the people are like real cool. Like I've had some real like cool stuff going on. Like I've had some stuff I had to take care of, that like just needed to be done, and I had some really like good things happen. Like 1,500, 1,000, 800, 700. Like I mean, like some real good shit. And
like you talking about in a day or like single leg?
One person.
Nice.
Like, and I was just like, shit, that's, it's good. Like, I think people out here, like, it's kind of rough. We have a hard time. Like, we go through a lot of shit, and people probably think, like, have a lot of opinions on people that hustle. Like, that they're lazy, that this and that. Like, there's nothing lazy about this. It's like, it's a rough way to live. I know it's a choice, but at the same time, god dang, everybody deserves a break every once in a while.
So you got your people that you can trust, like around with you. Do you encounter where people like Johns want to get rough or like take it where it's not supposed to go, or like have you like X that shit out because you got people around like
it's real good to have backup,
Yeah.
I think it's necessary to have backup.
Absolutely.
Because like it's dangerous,
Fuck yeah.
Like, and I think that a lot of shit could be prevented by having somebody around, Like
absolutely.
Absolutely. Like I mean, I've had people come in and think they're gonna handle me and be like, hey, like yell away, and then like all of a sudden everything like they're acting a lot cooler.
Happened much lately, like, or do people know that you got backup and to not fuck with you like that?
I mean, no, people really don't. Like, but at the same time, like, it's like it happens, but luckily I haven't had nothing like super extreme, recently. I mean, I've been almost killed like before.
Sure.
Like 2-3 times, but nothing like that has happened recently where it's just like where knock on wood, where I've had to like really like fear for my life or felt like super fucked up, like not that I can remember at least.
Are you how you feeling about the sex work, or are you digging it right now, or are you sort of like burnt? Because I know we all get burnt in anything we do. Yeah.
I mean, like, shoot. I mean, it's a job.
Sure.
That's it. It's a job. Like, I don't get any kind of like. I don't have fun doing it. I don't get any kind of enjoyment out of it. I don't remember it. I don't even know their name half the time. Like, it's strictly business. Like, I'm hardcore. Like, that's how I feel about it. And, like, I've had people say, like, damn, like, you really, like, cut it off. And don't get me wrong. The illusion is there. Like, the experience is there. Like, it's just like acting, when someone puts on a play and you watch an actor in a movie, they're acting for you. It's just like that, so I think that's the best way to keep everything separated. Like, I know a lot of people say they gotta get fucked up when they do it. I think maybe because they don't separate like business from like life,
Right.
So I think that's whenever it makes it hard for people to do it. Like, I was totally sober and did it the whole time I was sober. Like, I didn't use. Like, for 13 years I escorted and strictly paid bills and took care of what I had
on
to
top
take care
of your 9 to 5, right?
On top of my 9 to 5, like, and going to school full time.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, like not all escorts are on drugs. It's not. I can vouch for. I didn't even drink. Like, no drinking, no drugs, no nothing. And that's like all my kids. Like, but of course now, I've realized, so let's do a lot more to my mental health. Like I said, the escorting thing has never bothered me. Like, I come from a line. Like my mom escorted, my dad had escort service. Like so it's like
You were like raised into it, kind of.
it's normal for me. Like
Mhm.
my grandma like had sugar daddies and stuff. Like guys that she would go see like for an hour or two, and they pay her bills or something. Like
Sure.
definitely am not a stranger to it and grew up around it, and it's normal for me.
You just said something about your mental health. I didn't pick up on it. I think you said using has helped your mental health. Is that what you said?
No, I said something about my mental health. I did say something about it.
We were talking about
escorting.
escorting sober, and that a lot of people need to get fucked up.
Yeah, I was saying that a lot of people feel they need to get fucked up, and I said in that me escorting had no effect on my mental health.
Cool.
Like, I was okay with myself and okay with it, and really like I'm not obviously not a shameful person.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm not ashamed of what I do.
That's good.
I don't feel bad about it. I do wish things were different sometimes, but I'm also like a big believer in like the whole socioeconomic status type stuff, and like the lives people have and like circumstance and whatnot. And I do believe in people being able to change that around, but I also know that there's a lot of truth to that stuff too.
For sure. Where do you want to see yourself in 1 to 2 years? Like, do you have a vision, or are you just taking it day by day?
I do have a vision.
You want to share what that vision looks like?
Like I want to be normal and not be doing all this running around and shit. Like,
What is normal to you?
shit, I want to, have somebody I can like get old with and like, I don't know, sit on a fucking rocking chair on the patio and like just like talk or
Sure.
be around, like be outside and just chill, like go on walks every night, like watch movies, like, and just like, not be constantly in and out of jail or like having to like, talk to somebody on a phone for 15 minutes 3 times a day, or whatever. Like, just have a normal life and do normal things.
Yeah. Well, shit, let's do a follow-up in like a few months. What do you say?
Yeah.
You got like any last words you want to say, or?
I think that's it for now.
As always, amazing to be interviewing with you, Dana, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks.